Okay, now we've been talking for a while about all kinds of maybe some theoretical stuff. We've looked at some documentations, we've looked at KB articles. Let's just start diving into this now. Let's get into the installation itself. We have looked at what I would call, again, the easy installation of Lansweeper. Let's do a little bit more complex install where I'm going to install separately a hub on one server and a sensor on another server. And we're also going to look at installing IT Agent. We haven't talked a lot about IT Agent yet. That is yet to come. So let's jump right in. And first thing I want to just demonstrate is here in my environment, in this lab, again, I'm talking about my lab where the site name is called Network Discovery. I have this previously installed. You can see I've got 600 some odd assets in here. I come down under the discovery title here, and I can grab the systems. And you can see in here, I've got two sensors. I've got these two sensors here. One of them is an IT sensor, and the other is the OT sensor. I also have the main network discovery server as well. So this is the agent-free or agentless scanning technology. I should say, technically, this is actually the hub itself, where these are the actual scanners. But this is the hub. I also have 3 agents on that have been deployed into a couple different servers as well. So I've got agent 1, 2, and agent 3. We're going to talk about configuring these things later by creating groups and making sure they're part of the discovery actions and so forth. So we're not going to talk about that right now. Let's add another hub and sensor into my deployment here, and let's see them added to this list. So let me first take a moment and let me get into my server, my hub server. You want to install that hub first because all the communication goes in and out of it. So let me jump into that hub server. Okay, so here I am on my hub server. You can see that I'm again attached to the same installation that we just got done looking at. What I want to do is download some new installers for this and only run the hub on this machine. How do I know it doesn't have it? Well, for one, on the desktop, I don't see any links to the hub, and I could go into my program files as well in the start menu. I could find those things there or not find them there. So let me go into the discovery. And we can go into systems, and up in the upper right corner, I can download the installers and the different packages. We have a couple different installers that we can see here. You have the Network Discovery installer. We have a silent install configuration file. We're going to go into more details with this later. And of course, the Linux and Mac Unix packages that are listed here. I'm going to grab this downloaded installer. Oh, by the way, notice these tabs up here on top. We can grab a separate IT Discovery with all of its, all the different packages. And if we wanted to get the original classic version, you can do that too. I'm going to grab the Network Discovery and grab that installer. And wait for that to download. And go into my downloads, and I'm going to run that from here. Just to make things a little easier to keep it from getting some confusing here, I'm going to shrink down this window, and then I'm going to run this guy. So let's just go ahead and open this. It's best to run this with administrative privileges on your server to make sure that it installs properly and has everything in place. And just like before, we're just going to go through the steps of the installation. And in this situation, I don't want to have a sensor installed. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to leave this information the same down here. As you can see, we're going to start really working with these fields a little bit more when we're installing the sensor alone, when we need to point it over at the hub, and if we have any custom ports. Right now, I only want to do the hub. And this shouldn't take but just a few minutes. So as this is starting to finish up, a couple things to just keep in mind. Let's think about some of the logical flow of how a sensor gets its information of what it has found into the cloud. The sensor is going to do all of its scanning through the pinging and all the ports with WMI, SSH, so forth. And once it has gathered its information, it's going to send that information over to the hub. The hub then communicates up to the cloud. This is one reason why when we talk about the hub requirements, that hub sensor alone needs to make sure that it can communicate to the cloud. That would also mean then that sensor, once we get to that point where we're installing it, it technically doesn't need internet access. Even for updates, the update itself of Lansweeper will come through the hub server and will be passed over to it. So for security purposes, if you don't want to give that sensor server access to the internet, it's totally fine. So understanding that flow a little bit, we need to make sure that the sensor is communicating to the hub. The hub is communicating to the cloud. So in this case right now, let me hit finish here. And it's going to open this environment here. This is the same thing here. Let me just close this window because I don't need that window open right now. I want to make sure that hub, let me open the hub itself. There we go. Set my password real quick. There we go. So now that I'm in here, we can see we don't have anything linking. It's not connected to the cloud at all. I need to configure the network discovery hub to be communicating with the cloud. So to do that, I'm going to be coming into, you can just click this right here and click that. We want to link it with a Lansweeper site. We do have a linking code here. There's a couple different ways we can do this. I'm going to capture my linking code on my other tab here. Go back into the systems, and up in the upper right corner, I have a discovery system. I'm going to create a new code. I'm going to leave this set to expire in a day. Maybe you have some automations and stuff that you have the options for leaving this linking code available longer. Maybe you need to spend a week, doing a couple of the deployments. You can use the same linking code. So let's see. Let's take this. I'm going to apply, copy that code, and I'm going to come back over here to the hub, and let's paste that in here. Now link it with site using my linking code. Very good. Now we're linked up. You can see the linking, the action is that it is linked. The status is up. Things are looking really good for my hub sensor here. My hub server. If I wanted to unlink it, I could do that from here. This is for another video, another topic, but I would use caution upon unlinking assets because those assets may be deleted out of your Lansweeper site in the cloud. So just use caution with that. So now that this is connected, it is actually functional. It's up and running, but there are no sensors. If I click on the sensor tab, there's nothing here. You can see on this page on the right corner, this is where I'm going to link a new sensor. So maybe I can get this ready and I can look into how I'm going to do this, but we can link a new system straight from here. Let's now switch over. Now that I've got the hub installed, let's switch over to my server that is hosting my sensor. And let me open up that web page. We're going to do the same process. I'm going to go into systems. You can see now my new server, my new network discovery installation is right here, but I don't have any other IT sensors. I just have this sensor and this sensor, which is my original two. So all I have is the hub is connected. I need to download. And again, I download network discovery. And go into my downloads. There it is. I'm going to double click that and get that going. I'm going to close a couple of these windows here, shrink a few things down, remove some of this confusion. There we go. And same steps again here, but this time we're going to select just an IT sensor. I could do both sensors on here. I could also select just an OT sensor if I wanted to, but I want to do the IT sensor. This is where I need to put in the host name. In this case, that hub is not located on this same machine. The hub is located on my other server. So let me go off screen here and capture my other host here. I'm going to copy that. This is the host name of my hub server. There it is. And I'm going to leave this as the, by the way, you'll notice that I use the fully qualified domain name here in order to access this. You could also use an IP address if you know that as well. And I'm keeping the default TCP port here for the communication between that hub and that sensor. Let me hit next. It's verifying. This is where I can get the remote hub code. So I'm going to go into the hub and I'm going to grab that code. And this is the code here I want for the hub code. Copy that. And I'm going to come back now to my sensor and paste that. Next. So something to keep in mind as we're doing this installation. I can see NP cap that's listed here that's installing right now. And one of the things that I wanted to mention is when you want to use network discoveries, the asset radar, its old name was asset radar, the network visibility, you want to use that feature. The couple things you need to keep in mind. Network visibility is only going to see the packets that are passed around on that network. So if you want to be able to scan, let's just make it crazy. You have 10 different VLANs and there's no way you can configure port spanning or any other way to have individual, maybe virtual NICs on your actual server itself of each of these VLANs, then installing a separate installation of a sensor on every single one of those with NPCap is going to be what is needed in order to scan that environment. That seems pretty crazy to me to have multiple servers like that on all these different VLANs just for that capability. So what I would recommend is probably in a smaller environment, probably the easiest way would be to install a virtual network card onto the server, the sensor server, and that way it's technically virtually on that virtual network and can do the sensing and the packet scanning and inspections there. The other way around this that requires your networking team and possibly your security team involved is switch port spanning. So that way all these packets are being passed across all the networks. I know this can create a bunch of extra noise, especially for larger environments. It could create a lot of network noise, but that is a potential as well in smaller environments. So just kind of keep that in mind if you want to be able to use the network visibility to be able to see your entire network, that has got to be Lansweeper's sensor needs to have access to and listen to packets on every single network. This is not a limitation of Lansweeper. This is a limitation actually of networking, just because all packets don't naturally just flow and around all VLANs from VLAN to VLAN. Okay, this has now been installed. I'm going to hit finish. I should now see a sensor in my environment. So let me go over to back here and look at my Lansweeper deployment, and let's see in the cloud, and let's see what this looks like. So here I am back at my, I haven't refreshed my original page here yet. So this is my original deployment that I showed you at the very beginning of this video where we could only see what was currently deployed. Let me refresh this page. And now you should see the IT sensor right here for the server that I just deployed. And I can also see network discovery is also installed. Now what we have is we have a sensor that is connected to these different hubs, the IT sensor that is connected to the appropriate hubs, and we're ready to go. So now what we have is a separate, maybe in a separate region, a separate hub, and a separate sensor that is ready to do its discovery. What would this look like inside the environment? I can show you that on another video where as you're configuring your scan targets, you can choose the credentials where they're stored, which hub do you want to use, and the scan targets, which sensor you want to use. So with that, we have Lansweeper Network Discovery has been installed, the hub and sensor, both on their independent server, and they've been configured to be able to communicate together. The hub is communicating up to the cloud, and that sensor is able to communicate over to the hub. We can see that real briefly here. Before I conclude this, let me show you real briefly where you can see that on the original hub machine itself. So here we are back on the hub. And inside here, I can click on sensors, and now you can see the sensor has been added here. So this is where I can see the sensors that have been added to the server. So with that, we've been installed. Let's go on now and start configuring Lansweeper to start doing the discovery process.